a lot of these people, again, they're siloed in this DC bubble. But when you go and talk to normal Americans, remember, President Trump just didn't win the Electoral College. He won the popular vote. That means that people across every race, color, and creed, and also socioeconomic status really voted for him to be president. And they love the message that he's bringing, right? He is following through on all of his campaign promises. People wanted border security. People wanted the deportation of violent criminals. They wanted to protect our young people. They want to stop the fentanyl pouring into our streets, and they want to really help combat inflation. And President Trump is doing all these things. But I really think that the Democrat propaganda machine, they need a boogeyman, right? So they've painted Elon to be this big boogeyman that they can all attack. But what they're not realizing is, look, full transparency, I hope that they continue hitting that, because I think it's a losing message. I think everyone loves Elon, and I think that they appreciate what he did for free speech and purchasing X. But looking at it from an actual political perspective, and then also seeing what Doge has done, what President Trump has done, Elon's not breaking any rules. An oversight, they just tried to subpoena him. They didn't want to do anything when Garland ignored his subpoena. In fact, every single Democrat voted against that inherent contempt vote that I brought to the floor. So again, this is just them losing. They're grasping at straws. They're trying to paint a boogeyman, but they have to be careful with the rhetoric, because as we saw with President Trump, people will get violent. And someone tried to, assassinate President Trump, not just once, but twice. Yeah. And so if they're making calls of violence, they also should be held accountable.
Yeah, that's right. It's such a great point. Like, didn't they just indict Trump in D.C. for calls to violence? And now there's a new sheriff in town. Let's talk very quickly here, Congresswoman, about the FBI, the CIA, oversight that you've obviously done and hit brick walls up against the FBI and CIA. Now there's massive purges going on inside of those organizations. This is necessary. And can you explain what the buyouts are for? So everyone at the CIA gets a resignation letter yesterday. Lots of how's that going? Lots of FBI agents effectively being fired right now, and maybe more to come, with 5,000 involved in January 6th. What a shakeup.
Well, look, the whole, I think, goal and objective of what initially the CIA was established to do and the FBI was established to do has become perverted over not just one administration, but many administrations, right? And so they're not even anymore focusing on going after terrorists. They became weaponized against the American people. Remember, they were going after people that were attending church because they were pro-lifers. They were going after people that were peacefully protesting out front of pro-life clinics. That should not be the scope and the objective of the FBI or the CIA. And frankly, what we're seeing is President Trump came in and has seen there has been absolute indoctrination of some of these agents, and more, instead of focusing on tackling crime, tackling terrorism, pushing of an ideology and weaponizing them against the American people, almost like you would see a secret police do. And that's really, I think, what they were becoming. And so what President Trump has done, what the administration has done, and really what the new director of the CIA has done and the new director of the FBI has done, is they're taking the politics out of what those organizations are supposed to be. And that's how it should be. Justice is blind, if you will. And so really what they've offered is these people at the agencies the opportunity to basically leave, basically receive funding in order to do so and carry on with what they want to do, but it's not going to be in the federal government if they are going to be continuing to be engaged in a weaponized system. That's not going to stand anymore. And so I support what the administration is doing. I've talked to many, many agents that have done incredible things, to include obviously investigating things that I believe saved my life. But look, at the end of the day, everyone has stated that it has become political, that it's more focused on DEI instead of crime solving, that it's more focused on going after the American people because they might have a flag out front of their house that says, appeal to heaven, which was that very historical flag that General George Washington had during the Revolutionary War. And so, again, I look forward to these purges happening. I think that it needed to happen a while ago, but I actually just posted a meme, Benny, and as you're seeing with what we are uncovering, the laundering operation of tax dollars under USAID that was funding the CIA's dirty work. I mean, these were things that, to Eli Crane's credit and Representative Gates' credit, back in the 118th Congress, they were fighting. They're trying to expose, and our own body fought against that. So we have a lot of work to do, but it helps having the 800-pound gorilla and the 800 other pound gorilla in Doge. So we're happy.
Here's the meme: USAID, my tax